All right, here we go again. Have and have not fans, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, as well as the bell notification icon. We are talking about the possibility of Mr. David Harrington seeing his final episodes on the haves and the have-nots. Now, I don't want that to happen because David's one of my favorite characters on the show. It's always good to have like a level-headed character amidst a lot of adulterers and people who run off their emotions and people who con others and whatnot. But that's not to say David has been at the top of his game for the past season or so, because him letting a girl he barely knows live with him and not even investigate who she really is. And that's the sad part, because, you know, right when that fireman came over and recognized Erica, I think that's when Veronica set both of the vehicles on fire. David began to ask a little more than, you know, his usual fair share of questions. So it looked like David was beginning to feel more suspicious about Erica, but that kind of just got swept under the rug amidst other events, like, you know, him slapping Veronica and stuff like that. So seems to me that, and not to mention finding out even more of how abusive Justin could potentially be to his son. So maybe I just feel like it would be really messed up if David dies without knowing the truth. I feel like it has to be made known at some point, because if anything, that would just make him feel even worse about the situation, because not only did somebody die and he almost died as a result, and I'm just saying if he doesn't die from the explosion, but he also brought the enemy into his house, got close to her, and then found out that it was just another scheme by his wife. But keep in mind that it was really Candace's scheme. That begs the question, if David were to ever find out that Candace was actually the one that put Erica into his life to pretty much get revenge on her putting him putting Oscar into her life, will he try to get revenge on her? That is an interesting theory. But you know, I really want to just focus on David potentially dying, because in the trailer, which again, I did a breakdown video, you should check that out. It looks like things aren't looking too good, because, you know, Jeffrey and Justin are at the hospital. It looks like Jeffrey is in David's room at the hospital. Keep in mind, we don't see David at all during the actual trailer, except for the recap of him being blown back by the explosion. Now, I'm thinking that things aren't going to look too good, because there is a scene where we have the FBI agents standing outside of his room. It looks like a nurse is running in there, and it looks like Jeffrey is running to the door screaming. And again, I have no idea what he's saying, but that could be a scene from the damn defibrillator. That's all I can think about, because, you know, you use that electric shock to try to resuscitate someone who's like at a shortness of breath, or it looks like they actually died and you're trying to bring them back with that electric jolt to the chest. So maybe David is going to pull through, but it's not going to be an easy fix. He might be in the hospital for quite some time. I could definitely see that happening, because, you know, for the most part, the haves and the have-nots has a way of keeping people out of commission for several episodes. Some notable exceptions, especially this year, was Veronica after the car wreck. She was in the hospital all maybe 2 or 3 episodes, and after that, she was right back to her evil schemes. Not to mention, she was still planning even from her her bed. So, you know, hey, she is no rest for the wicked. I feel like that's the best way to say it. But David dying, I feel like that would be a bad move, just in my opinion, because there are so many unexplored things to do with that. I feel like it'll just be too easy for Veronica to get easy wins like that. I feel like there's definitely some hurt, because it's hard to say what would be more hurtful for David, if he actually died or if he continued to live, but maybe he has some scarring. Maybe he has like an injury that'll take a while to heal, if it ever does. But on top of that, you know, I feel like him finding out the truth about it, again, it's even, there are so many questions. What would be more painful, living knowing that your crazy ex-wife killed the woman that you love, or finding out that the woman that you love was actually a con artist the entire time? There's just no telling how we can break that down. Into what would be more painful. I ought to tweet that to Peter. That would be great. But I feel like the worst consequence of David's death would be Jeffrey killing his mother. I feel that if Jeffrey found out that his mom was the reason his dad died, Jeffrey would kill Veronica, no questions asked. I feel like that would definitely happen. But you know, wow. I'm going to be honest here. I don't think David is going to die. I don't think he will. But to be honest, it would be very interesting plot-wise if he were to die. I might do a what-if video in the near future. But if I were to give my honest answer right now, I don't think David Harrington is going to die on the haves and the have-nots. The trailer does look a bit misleading because he's not in the trailer. There are some scary scenes at the hospital where it looks like Jeffrey is extremely worried. It really reminds me of way back when Veronica set the house on fire and David... Was he in the trailer? Well, David was in the trailer, but it wasn't like a clip trailer. It was just like, the characters walk around like a destroyed house or something like that. So I don't think David's dead. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you all later.